What if I told you that the foods sitting in your kitchen right now are quietly stealing years from your life? I'm 95 years old. I walk 3 miles every morning. My mind is as sharp as it was at 50, and I'm about to share the 5 common foods I completely stopped eating 30 years ago. The 5th food on this list, even doctors eat it daily without realizing the hidden danger it poses to your longevity. My neighbor Helen, just turned 73, complained about constant exhaustion and aching joints every single day. She thought she was eating a perfectly healthy breakfast each morning. When she eliminated just 1 food from today's list, her energy came roaring back within 3 weeks, and her joint pain reduced by half. Food 1. Processed breakfast cereals. That colorful box of cereal sitting in your pantry right now is aging you faster than you realize. I know this sounds shocking because we've been told our whole lives that cereal is the perfect quick breakfast. But the truth, hiding behind those health claims on the box, tells a completely different story. Most processed breakfast cereals, even the ones marketed as healthy or whole grain, are loaded with refined carbohydrates and hidden sugars that spike your blood glucose levels within minutes of eating them. This isn't just about gaining a few pounds or feeling sluggish by mid-morning. Research published by Harvard School of Public Health shows that refined carbohydrates trigger systemic inflammation throughout your entire body. And this chronic inflammation is directly linked to accelerated aging, cognitive decline, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. When you eat processed cereal, your pancreas works overtime to produce insulin, and over the years, this constant demand wears down your body's ability to regulate blood sugar effectively. The colorful loops, flakes, and clusters might taste good going down, but they're creating chaos inside your bloodstream. Your body treats these processed grains almost exactly like pure sugar, causing dramatic spikes and crashes that leave you tired, hungry, and reaching for more food within a couple of hours. Take the case of Kenneth, a 69-year-old retired teacher from Ohio who ate the same brand of bran cereal every morning for 20 years, believing he was making a healthy choice. After his doctor showed him his pre-diabetic blood work, Kenneth switched to steel-cut oats topped with fresh blueberries and a handful of walnuts. Within 8 weeks, his fasting glucose levels dropped into the normal range, his afternoon energy crashes disappeared completely, and he lost 12 pounds without changing anything else in his diet. The solution here is remarkably simple and doesn't require any complicated meal preparation or expensive ingredients. Replace your morning cereal with steel-cut oats or old-fashioned rolled oats cooked with water or unsweetened almond milk, and top them with fresh berries, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and some nuts or seeds for healthy fats. If you're short on time in the morning, make overnight oats the night before by soaking the oats in the refrigerator. This swap gives you sustained energy, keeps your blood sugar stable, and provides genuine whole grains, along with fiber that actually supports your health instead of undermining it. Your next breakfast choice could change everything, so make this switch starting tomorrow morning. Food 2. Margarine and vegetable spreads. For decades, doctors and nutritionists told us that margarine was the heart-healthy alternative to butter, and millions of Americans switched their spreads based on that advice. That guidance turned out to be dangerously wrong, and the scientific community has spent the last 15 years backtracking on recommendations that may have caused more harm than good. The margarine sitting in your refrigerator contains partially hydrogenated oils that create trans fats in your body. And these artificial fats are among the most damaging substances you can consume. Trans fats don't just raise your bad cholesterol levels while lowering your good cholesterol. They actively promote inflammation in your arterial walls, making your blood vessels stiff and narrow. The American Heart Association has published extensive research showing that trans fats significantly increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, and cardiovascular disease, which are already the leading causes of death among seniors. Even margarine products labeled as having 0 trans fats can legally contain up to 0.5 gram per serving. and most people use more than the tiny serving size listed on the package. Your body has absolutely no biological need for these industrially created fats, and every time you spread margarine on your toast or use it in cooking, you're introducing substances that interfere with your cellular function and accelerate arterial aging. The inflammation caused by these fats doesn't just affect your heart, it impacts your brain, your joints, and your overall vitality. Consider what happened to Vincent, a 74-year-old from Michigan who used margarine religiously for 40 years because his doctor had warned him about saturated fat. After switching to small amounts of real butter and primarily using extra virgin olive oil for cooking, Vincent's inflammatory markers dropped dramatically within 3 months, and his cardiologist was genuinely surprised by the improvement in his lipid panel. The irony is that the natural fats we were taught to fear are actually less harmful than the artificial substitutes we embraced. Your solution is straightforward and immediate. Throw out any margarine or vegetable oil spreads in your kitchen today and replace them with small amounts of real grass-fed butter or extra virgin olive oil. Use olive oil for cooking at moderate temperatures and for drizzling on vegetables and salads. If you want something to spread on bread, a thin layer of real butter is far superior to any margarine product, and your taste buds will thank you for the upgrade. Don't let another day pass putting these artificial fats into your body when your heart can't afford the damage. Food. 3. Diet sodas and artificial sweeteners. 0 calories sounds like the perfect solution for managing your weight and enjoying sweet drinks without the sugar. But that promise comes with a hidden price your body pays every single day. I stopped drinking diet sodas 30 years ago when I noticed they made me feel worse, not better. And the research that's emerged since then has completely validated that decision. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose and saccharin might not contain calories, but they wreak havoc on your metabolism, gut bacteria, and even your brain function in ways that scientists are still discovering. These chemical sweeteners are hundreds of times sweeter than natural sugar, and consuming them regularly actually intensifies your cravings for sweet foods, rather than reducing them. Research from the Mayo Clinic has linked artificial sweeteners to metabolic syndrome, which includes high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, increased belly fat, and abnormal cholesterol levels. Even more concerning, a major study published in the journal Stroke found that people who drank diet soda daily had nearly 3 times the risk of stroke and dementia compared to those who didn't drink it at all. The artificial sweeteners disrupt the delicate balance of beneficial bacteria in your gut, and since scientists now know that gut health is directly connected to brain health, immune function, and even mood regulation, this disruption has far-reaching consequences. Your body expects calories when it tastes something sweet, and when those calories don't arrive, it creates metabolic confusion that can lead to insulin resistance over time. Stanley, a 67-year-old accountant from Florida, drank 3 diet colas every single day for 15 years, believing he was making a healthy choice by avoiding sugar. He suffered from persistent headaches, trouble sleeping, and constant cravings for sweets, despite trying to eat well. When his daughter convinced him to quit diet soda completely and switch to water with lemon or unsweetened iced tea, his headaches vanished within 10 days. His sleep quality improved dramatically, and his sweet cravings diminished by more than half. The connection was undeniable, and Stanley wishes someone had told him decades earlier. Replace all diet sodas and artificially sweetened drinks with plain water, sparkling water with a splash of real fruit juice, or unsweetened green tea, which provides beneficial antioxidants without any of the risks. If plain water seems boring, add slices of cucumber, lemon, lime, or fresh mint to make it more appealing without adding artificial ingredients. Your brain, your gut, and your metabolism need this change, and every sip you take matters more at our age than it did when we were younger. Food. 4. White bread and refined flour products. that soft, fluffy white bread might be easier to chew and more convenient to use, but it's shortening your lifespan with every sandwich you make. White bread and products made with refined white flour have had all the nutritious parts of the grain stripped away during processing, leaving behind essentially pure starch that your body converts to sugar almost instantly. When you eat white bread, your blood sugar spikes just as dramatically as if you'd eaten several spoonfuls of sugar straight from the bowl. This isn't just about diabetes risk, though that's certainly a major concern for seniors. The rapid glucose spikes and crashes affect your energy, your mental clarity, and your long-term brain health in ways that add up over decades. Johns Hopkins researchers have extensively studied the glycemic index of foods and found that high glycemic foods like white bread accelerate aging at the cellular level and significantly increase the risk of cognitive decline and dementia as we age. Every time your blood sugar spikes dramatically, it causes oxidative stress and inflammation throughout your body, including in your brain. The refined flour in white bread also provides almost no fiber, which means it doesn't satisfy your hunger for very long, leading to overeating and weight gain that puts additional stress on your joints, heart, and overall health. The B vitamins and minerals that were naturally present in the whole grain have been removed during processing, so you're getting calories without meaningful nutrition. Think about Denise, a 71-year-old grandmother from Texas who ate white bread toast every morning and white bread sandwiches for lunch most days. She constantly complained about afternoon energy crashes where she could barely keep her eyes open, and she struggled with her weight despite not eating huge portions. When her nutritionist suggested switching to 100% whole grain bread, Denise was skeptical but willing to try. Within 2 weeks, her energy levels stabilized throughout the day, the brain fog she'd experienced every afternoon cleared up, and she naturally started losing weight because the whole grain bread kept her satisfied longer. The change seemed too simple to make such a difference, but the results spoke for themselves. Starting immediately, choose only 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat bread, and check the ingredients label carefully because many breads labeled as wheat bread or multigrain still contain mostly refined white flour. The first ingredient should say whole wheat flour or whole grain flour, not enriched wheat flour or wheat flour. Keep whole grain bread in your freezer if you don't eat it quickly enough, and toast slices directly from frozen when you need them. This simple swap protects your brain, stabilizes your blood sugar, and gives your body the fiber and nutrients it actually needs to thrive. Make this change tomorrow morning and stick with it for life. Food. 5. Processed deli meats. Here's the food that surprises almost everyone because it seems so convenient and harmless, sitting in your refrigerator. Processed deli meats, including turkey, ham, roast beef, salami, and all the pre-sliced packages you find in the grocery store, contain preservatives and additives that pose serious health risks, especially as we get older. The sodium nitrates and nitrites used to preserve these meats and give them that appealing pink color convert to compounds in your body that damage your cells and significantly increase your cancer risk. These aren't just minor concerns. The research is clear and consistent across multiple major studies. Cleveland Clinic researchers have documented that regular consumption of processed meats increases the risk of colorectal cancer by up to 18%, and that's just one of several concerns these products create for your health. The extremely high sodium content in deli meats, often more than 500 milligrams in just 2 slices, drives up blood pressure and puts tremendous strain on your kidneys, which naturally become less efficient as we age. High sodium intake is also directly linked to increased risk of stroke and heart disease, conditions that already pose the greatest threats to seniors. Beyond the cancer risk and cardiovascular concerns, processed meats contain additives and preservatives that promote inflammation throughout your body, and chronic inflammation is the underlying factor in almost every age-related disease. Consider what happened with Eugene, a 76-year-old retired police officer from Pennsylvania who ate deli turkey sandwiches for lunch nearly every day for years, thinking he was choosing a lean, healthy protein. His blood pressure remained stubbornly high despite taking medication, and he struggled with fluid retention that made his ankles swell by evening. When his doctor suggested eliminating processed meats and preparing his own chicken breast instead, Eugene was skeptical, but agreed to try it for a month. His blood pressure dropped by 15 points within 3 weeks. The swelling in his ankles disappeared, and his kidney function tests showed noticeable improvement. He realized the convenience of deli meat wasn't worth the price his body was paying. Replace all processed deli meats with freshly cooked chicken breast, turkey breast, or lean roast beef that you prepare yourself at home. It takes less time than you think, and you can cook several days' worth at once. Season a chicken breast with simple herbs, bake it for 25 minutes, let it cool, and slice it thin for sandwiches throughout the week. If cooking seems overwhelming, look for freshly roasted turkey or chicken from the deli counter, where they carve it in front of you without adding preservatives, though even these should be eaten in moderation due to sodium levels. Your longevity genuinely starts with today's lunch choice, so take this step immediately and protect yourself from unnecessary risks. 5 simple foods to eliminate from your diet, and 5 powerful steps toward a longer, healthier, sharper life. At 95 years old, I'm living proof that these changes work, and you don't need complicated diet plans, expensive supplements, or extreme measures to see real results. Start with just one food this week, whichever one surprised you the most or seems easiest to change, and build from there. Your body will respond faster than you expect, and your grandchildren will have you around healthy and active for many more years. Which of these 5 foods shocked you the most, and are you already avoiding any of them? Drop a comment below and share your experience, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this information could add healthy years to someone you love, hit that share button right now and pass it along. And subscribe to this channel, because I'm sharing everything I've learned in 95 years of life, one practical video at a time, and you won't want to miss what's coming next.